Good morning, student. Today we're going to start with the topic money and credit from economics. Yesterday I have explained you about the money which is a current medium of exchange in the form of coins and paper notes. It has a store of value and it is a standard of deferred payment. So today we will learn that how money as a medium of exchange can be used. The use of money spans a very large part of our everyday life. Several transactions involving money are made in any single day. Goods are being bought and sold with the use of money. Services are being exchanged with money. Goods are also bought with a promise to pay money later on. Money is sometimes paid as advance with the promise of delivery of goods later. So, as the need for a medium of exchange became a necessity, different materials were used as a medium of exchange. Now, the problem of double coincidence of wants I have explained you yesterday. Before the advent of money, there is a problem of double coincidence of one exists because of the barter system. So, in the olden days, when modern currency was not there, people had to sell and buy each other commodities. So, this process is called the barter system. For example, a shoe manufacturer wants to buy wheat. He has to find a farmer who wants to buy his shoes in exchange for the wheat. So both the parties have to agree to sell and buy each other commodities. So this is a double coincidence of wants. In a barter system where goods are directly exchanged without the use of money, double coincidence of wants is very, very necessary. So a barter system is an old method of exchange. The system has been used for centuries and long before money was invented. People exchange services and goods for other services and goods in return. Then the currency came up, that is, the different forms of money which are used as a medium of exchange. Different countries have different currencies. Now, other than the floated money that is in paper notes and coins, we can also make deposits with the bank through money. So people need only some currency for their day-to-day needs. They do not need much more money. So people deposit the extra money with the bank by opening a bank account in their name and they do not keep it at home. So bank accept the deposit and also pay an interest rate on the deposit. In this way people's money is safe with the bank and it earns an interest. So people also have the provision to withdraw the money as and when they require. As the people can withdraw the money as and when they require, so the deposit in the bank account can be withdrawn on demand. So people, when needed, when it is in demand, the money can be withdrawn. So that's why this deposit is also called as demand deposits. Now, other than deposits in the bank provides a check facility. A deposit in a bank offers the customer the facility of issuing checks. What is a check? It's a paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount from the person account to the person in whose name the check has been made or issued. The recipient of the check can deposit it in his own account in his bank. The money is transferred from one bank to another bank account in a couple of days. So, this is the procedure of check. So, it's a paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount for the person's account to the person in whose name the check has been done. The money is transferred from one bank account to another bank account in a couple of days. So it takes a couple of days to get transferred from one bank account to another bank account. The transaction is complete without any payment of cash. So this is a safe mode of transferring money, avoiding the possibility of any theft. So today we have learned about the demand deposits which are kept in the bank and why the demand deposits are named so as demand deposit, because it can be withdrawn whenever it is needed. And we have read about the check facility. What is a check? It is a paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount from the person account to whose name the check has been issued. So in this way we have come to know about what is the use of money for as a medium of exchange. We have know about the problem of barter system that exists previously when the money has not been invented. We have read about the double coincidence and bonds, and in the next class we're going to read about the various loan activities that has been provided by bank and different credit situation or loan activities that has been provided by bank and the terms of credit also. Thanking you.